And a warm welcome along to today's United Kingdom Talk.
From the Mirrorball studio in Royal Berkshire, this is Chris Reardon.
Hello, my pretty ones. Welcome to another fun-packed show with a new I've got a new webcam. Oh, it's all very exciting. Well, I've been looking at the sort of YouTube version of the show and a little bit disappointed with the picture quality, so I don't know if this is going to work any better. Not cheap, dear. £75 this one was. I'm not surprised on the quality of the other one. It was, I think it was about £25, the other little camera that I'm using to would you say film? I don't know. It's not exactly a film, is it? But this camera was £75. Supposed to be a lot better, so we'll see how we go with this one. And maybe you're now seeing me in... I'm just taking my slippers off, actually. Oh, my feet are very warm today, because it's been a nice day. Oh, we've had some lovely weather. Lovely weather here in Royal Berkshire. Not, of course, that we don't always have lovely weather here in Royal Berkshire. We do pay extra for that. There's no snow, we never have rain, snow or anything like that. It's just non-stop summer all year round. Although not as bad, I gather, as the weather at the moment in Australia, which I gather from my friend Gavin over there, is rather hot and sticky. Now, he did send me an email. Did I read it out already? A little email from Gavin. Oh, I'm confusing Gavin, I'm sorry, with Chris, who's in Melbourne, who's a little late. A little late, but it doesn't matter. Hi, Chris from Victoria, Australia. Just want to say happy birthday to the most real person in the world. What do you mean, real? Oh, I see. You mean I haven't had anything done yet? Well, I did. Oh, well, I did have a brace on my teeth in my teenage years. Does that count as cosmetic surgery? Or is that allowed? Is that allowed, is it? OK. Right. No, you're quite right. I haven't had anything done. Some people do go on, they say, oh, why don't you have a little bit of Botox? Right, just a minute. I'm just looking at my lines, yes? If I had a bit of Botox, I wonder if I can let me just try something, won't it? No, I don't think we can see it. No, I was just checking on the computer screen there to see if you could actually see the lines. But people keep suggesting, certain people suggest that I have Botox, and other people say no, don't. I tend to go along the line of don't. It's not right, is it? I mean, we must supposed to be able to get wrinkles for a reason. Really, I ought to ring my dear friend Joy, and ask her what is the reason for those wrinkles that she's got. Did you hear her talking on the last show? Oh, she's lovely, Joy. So thank you, that's Chris in Australia. Better late than never, dear. Don't worry about better late than never. As I keep saying to the tax people, I don't know what their bloody problem is. I don't know what their problem is. I really don't. Hang on, let me write something down there. There we are. What's the problem with the tax people, eh? I don't know. Better late than never. I keep telling them that, but they don't seem to take any notice. Now, I must tell you, I've got a lovely photo here from our friend in Slovakia who's... Oh, hang on, what have I done there? Just a minute. There it is. Our friend in Slovakia, how do I say the name? Oh, hang on, I got the email here from her as well. Dear Chrissy, oh, this is lovely. Hi, dear Chrissy, I wish you all my heart happy birthday, my darling. Every happiness of the world, Ivona. And she sends a picture of her. What a pretty girl you are, aren't you? She got blonde hair and lovely eyes and big red lips. And you're very pretty. Thank you very much for your photo. It's nice to see what some people look like as well. I mean, lots of people know what I look like. I don't know what you look like. Well, I don't care what you look like, to be honest. But if you ever want to send a photo in, please do. It's Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, all right? Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. So thank you, Ivona. You may have noticed I'm whisking through the emails here because we must. We really must. I mean, the birthdays... the birthday celebrations go on and on, don't they? Eh? Oh, I can't believe the phone's ringing now. I can't believe that. I'm going to turn it off. 1 minute. I'm not going to take calls today.
Hello, this is Chris. Please leave your message.
There we are. what I've done now, I've turned the sound down because the last few shows we've been constantly interrupted by phone calls, haven't we? It's a liberty. They know what time I'm doing my little show. Do you think they do it purposely in the vain hope that they are picked to become a celebrity on my little programme? Do you think that's what it is, lovey? I mean, people are always ringing up the Queen. Now I can hear the mobile phone ringing. They'll have to wait, honestly. Oh, it does annoy me sometimes. And yet, when you want to ring certain people, right, the phone just rings and rings, they answer when they feel like it. Well, I'm not doing it anymore, I've had enough of it. Had enough of it. Oh, look, I've got angry. Look, I've got angry. Can you see the steam coming out of my head? Oh, don't look too much at the hair, I know, I haven't bothered today. Actually looks like I've got a side parting today, oddly enough. Anyway, let's go to some more emails. Gloria. She says, "Hi, Gloria. Just listened to the podcast about the age of your listeners. So here it is. Gloria was born on July the 12th, 1949. Bruce, August the 4th, 1949. We're both 58, but Bruce likes to claim he is married to an older woman." Well, you see, Gloria, I can hear the other mobile ringing now. They don't give up, do they? Hang on, let me see. I'm going to just wondering who it is. 1 minute. I'll be able to dial. We can dial them. Right, 1 minute, 1 minute. Oh, yeah. I don't know who that is. Honestly, they ring all the phones. It's like... Oh, never mind. Anyway, Bruce likes to claim he's married to an older woman. Well, Gloria, I too hope to be able to meet someone who claims they're married to someone older. So good on you, Bruce. We love it. She says, "Never mind, that is only in a few weeks I will be, as I am older than him," from Gloria. Thank you for that, Gloria. But you're not the oldest one. You know, our oldest listener at the moment is Joy, who is 80 years old. Our Joy is 80 years old. So there we are. Can anyone beat that? Let me know. There's an email to the programme. It's chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Do you know, it's funny, really. I feel like I'm talking to you now. Always at the beginning of the programme, it takes me a while to get into it. I can't quite explain what I mean by that. It's like, you know, to actually... It's not like... Well, it is and it isn't like having a conversation. Obviously, if I was to come round to your house, knock on the door and start talking to you, I wouldn't have to push buttons first and play little bits of music. We'd just go straight into it. And I wonder if that's what the problem is. Because it does... I do feel sometimes it takes me a little while to get into it. However, I'm into it now, so we'll carry on, shall we? Bruce also writes in, that's Gloria's husband. Hi, Chris, rather. This is Bruce, Gloria's husband in Florida. We love Florida. I haven't been for years now, have I? When's the last time I went to Florida? Do you know, I think it was 1997. Oh, that's a long time ago now, isn't it? That time I had another visit, I think. I like it there. Gloria... both Gloria and I were at our separate offices today listening to your latest podcast. Gloria heard it first and was a little distressed that you hadn't received the birthday card she sent you. Don't you worry. But it gets better. We carry on, look. She had taken the card down to the post box office itself rather than mailing it in our mailbox so it would get there on time. Also, Gloria would be too modest to tell you that she made your card by hand. I can see that. It's a beautiful card, dear. Really nice. I like handmade things, don't you? And I tell you what, Bruce, isn't it nice to get something made by your child? Eh? Isn't that the best thing ever? You know when they go to school and they make something or they draw something and they bring it home for you. How fantastic is that? My nephew, a couple of times, has drawn things. He drew a picture of me, actually, and sent it in, and his mum, my sister, sent it in the post to me. And it's just so nice, that is. I love it when the kids bring you something. Is that a bit like the cats? You know, occasionally the cats bring you a gift, don't they? Or at least I always thought it was a gift. I read somewhere this week that, you know, when a cat brings you a dead bird or a pigeon, it is kind of a gift, but what they're actually doing is bringing you something to eat. Yes, dear. So in future, if my cat brings me a bird or a mouse, I'm going to eat it. No, apparently it's because you are like the head cat. You know, they have packs and that. And there's always a cat who's in charge of all the others. Well, according to this story I saw this week sometimes, cats, my two cats, I am the head cat. Let me just adjust my whiskers. And I'm just a minute, I must have a wash. I'm just licking my paws now and washing it all over my face, yes. So I am the head cat. So, when they go out and catch a little animal, mouse, bird or whatever, and they bring it to you, what they're actually doing is bringing you food. Not presents, food. And you are supposed to eat it. Now, apparently, if you don't want it and you chuck it back at them, that gives them the go-ahead to eat it themselves. So we might try that. Actually, my cats don't bring me anything, but one of them did. She used to. She went for a little period where she would bring me bits of food all the time, and I would obviously, you know, dispose of it in a proper way. But apparently, if you chuck whatever it is they've bought you back out at them, not away from them, at them, so it lands in front. Obviously, not at them, so it knocks the poor things out. But if you chuck it near them, they will then gives them permission, sort of the go-ahead to go and eat it. So there we are. It's an interesting thing now. I don't know, Bruce, if that's anything like, you know, when your kids bring you presents. I mean, for God's sake, don't start eating pictures and things like that. I mean, if your child brings you home a piece of metal or woodwork, don't start eating it or throwing it back at them to eat and getting annoyed when they don't eat it. You're not supposed to do that, dear. If you turn over on the back, you'll see the stamp. Yeah, I did. That's a lovely card, that is. It's actually downstairs on my television, which is now working perfectly, incidentally. All my televisions have been fixed. I'll tell you what was wrong with those in a second. Bruce says she was really relieved to find that you got it during the podcast. Yeah, do you remember that? A couple of shows ago, literally in the middle of the podcast, I heard the door go and it was my neighbour pushing through some stuff. And what had happened is that the postman had gone next door with a small package and given him all my letters as well, which is strange because he doesn't usually do that. And it was my neighbour. And while we were doing the show, on my birthday, the item arrived. How excellent is that? As always, look forward to each and every podcast. Thank you for the great entertainment. Bruce Fox from Sun City Centre, Florida. Oh, beautiful Florida. I tell you, if... I quite often say, oh, I've dropped my book. Just a minute now. Hang on, I'm going to put this piece of paper... If you're watching on the YouTube, I'm going to put this paper up so that you can't see my bald spot while I bend down there. Thank you. I mean, I'm not saying I've got anything about it, you know. Okay? Yes. If it wasn't Australia, I think Florida would be my next choice. I like Florida. Followed by St. Lucia. Been to St. Lucia. Oh, it's lovely. Beautiful place. I do like vegetation, you know, grass and trees and all that. Much prefer that to a city anyway. I wouldn't want to live back in London. No, or New York. Sydney, well, Sydney's a bit different to all the others. It doesn't feel like a city. I'm not sure if that's good or bad. Sydney, to me, doesn't fit. Melbourne does. But Sydney doesn't feel to me like a city at all. Sydney in Australia. Strange, isn't it? Right, before we do... How are we doing on time? Before we do some more emails, I must tell you, my television sets are now working perfectly. Do you remember a few shows ago, I told you the air conditioning man had come on? The rather stunning-looking Simon. And we're still waiting for a part on that, incidentally. That is not repaired yet, but... not of great importance, as we're in the middle of winter here. Although you wouldn't think it. Oh, we have had some absolutely beautiful, stunning weather here the last few days. And the other day, here we are. Actually, it was what date was it? It was I remember it was the week after my birthday. It was Saturday the 9th of February, that's it. Right? On that day, Saturday I tend to get up quite late, about 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, because I have a very late Friday. And I got up and I went in the garden and had breakfast. Topless, boys and girls. I went topless. Yes! I was half naked in the garden. I just don't care anymore. I just don't care anymore. I was naked in the garden. I didn't care who could see me. Well, no one can see me because the fences are about 8 foot tall. But, it was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Not only that, but my solar panels have swung back into operation, I'm glad to say. Well, they're always working anyway. But this January, we've had some lovely days in January. The sun, completely blue, open skies, and of course when it's like that my solar panels make a lot more electricity. Now the worry is we had this last year. We had a lovely January. I think we had a little bit of a cold in March, I can't remember now, but certainly around that whole Easter time, January, February, March, April were all relatively nice months. In fact, unseasonably nice. Bright sunshine, fairly pleasant and warm. But then it finished. And April, May, June, July, August, September were awful. We had the worst, wettest summer ever last year, I'm telling you. So I'm a little bit concerned that it's going to happen all over again. I don't mind in January, if you get a bit of cold or something like that, then fair enough, we've got the summer to look forward to. But I'm just wondering, is it going to happen again? Are we going to get all the nice weather now and the whole of the summer being overcast? Because it was, honestly. Last summer, it was just overcast day after day after day. It's vile. Absolutely vile. You look forward to the summer, don't you? Anyway, back to the TV aerials. So, Simon's still waiting for the part there. When was it? I say last week. Last Thursday. Yeah, it was Thursday. I remember it was Thursday now. I had the TV aerial man out. Now, regular listeners will know I've been having a little bit of trouble with the TV aerial, and I was convinced it was the actual aerial on the roof which had come loose and was like swaying around a bit. Well, it wasn't swaying around, but I thought that perhaps it had come loose, and that's what the problem was. I did have a look downstairs where all the connections are, because to be honest, downstairs by the telly in the living room, it's a little bit like Spaghetti Junction. There are an awful lot of wires down there. All these wires I've put in myself, because you've got the aerial wire coming in there from the aerial, right? And also from that point, a wire goes from there to the kitchen, also from there to my bedroom, and from there to the office, and from there to the other spare room. I put all these in myself. And it's all fed from an aerial amplifier. Now, an aerial amplifier, the idea of that is, if you're sharing the signal around, it makes it a bit weak, so you have to boost it up again. However, the aerial already had another amplifier on it. It's an aerial amplifier. So I tell you what happened. I nearly fell back then. Did you see that? It's a very comfortable chair. So let me tell you the rest of the story. So the door goes bang on time, and I open the door. Oh my God! Well, I thought I struck lucky last week with the air conditioning, man. The aerial bloke was even better. I couldn't believe it. And my knees all went to jelly. My knees went to jelly. He was about 29, I suppose he was. About 6 foot tall. It's absolutely stunning. Even better than the air conditioning man. He was. It was, and I'm waiting to be chatted up. And I would chat, and he was the most ever so friendly, really nice person. Chat. And I'm sitting there on the settee, once again drooling while he's doing his wires and bending over and putting bits together and what have you. Oh, but and then he started going on about his wife, and I thought, oh, here we go again, Oh God, I thought to myself, chatting on about like I want to hear about his wife. No, thank you. I want to hear about you, dear. Nothing. Not us. Nothing. Nothing. But I did manage to get him to drink a cup of coffee. Look. I managed to get him to drink a cup of coffee. And look what I have here. The actual cup that he drunk out of. Yes, can you hear it? Listen, listen. This is the actual cup that he drunk out of. And I haven't washed it yet. I mean, unfortunately, there is still a little bit of coffee in there. Right? But this is the actual cup he drunk out of. So I might just keep this in on the mantelpiece for a long time. Oh, I'm just cuddling the cup now. Is that as close as you can get to people? Oh, what can you do? Anyway, so he got on with his work, and what would seem to have happened is that the aerial signal was too high. Now, what is it he said? Now, I don't want to confuse you with technical things here, because I didn't know either. He said the signal coming in needs to be about 60 dB. And after it had all been amplified, it was coming in at 90 dB. So I know Anonymous would be interested in that. So basically what he did, Anonymous, he took off my 4-way amplifier and left the aerial amplifier in place and used a splitter box. So instead of amplifying it 4 ways, it actually split it 4 ways, and that brought it down to about 59 decibels. And he redone all the connections as well. And now I have perfect pictures all around the house. And I'm so pleased. It cost me £80, so about $160, and he was so gorgeous. I gave him £10 tip. I don't know what to say. What can you say, eh? It's true, isn't it? The better looking you are, the more tips you get. It's true. It's the same with the bar staff. It is the same with the bar staff. Oh, yeah, one of those was... Oh, should I tell you this? One of those was drunk the other night, one of the bar staff. Oh, yeah, all over me. All over me. I said, come back when you're not drunk. Well, what can you do? Anyway, we're talking about my TV error. So that's it. And everything's working fine. And, you know, I've put up with that for months. And I do this all the time. Something happens and I leave it and I moan and I leave it and I leave it and I moan some more and I leave it. And then eventually I call someone out to sort the problem and it's sorted like that. And you kind of think to yourself, why, oh why didn't you just pick the phone up when it went wrong in the first place? Do you do the same as that? What are you like when something needs to be fixed? Do you tend to leave it or think, oh, it might sort itself out? And unfortunately, I'm the same with my health. If I'm ill, whatever reason, I will leave it and leave. I mean, that's why I got into so much trouble 10 years ago with a burst appendix. I left it and left it and left it. And I'm the same with everything. I just leave things, which is shocking. Absolutely shocking. But now... great pictures all around the house, and I'm so pleased. And now my gadget downstairs, you know that my new digital video recorder, that's fantastic, that is. Oh, you've got to get one of those. When I told you this last week, I know. When it's time to replace your VHS, get a digital video hard disk thing. Now, there's lots and lots of brands. There's some very cheap ones. I tend to stay clear of the cheap ones and buy a branded name. That's what I personally do. Other people would say to you, oh, they're all the same. So, I mean, get what you do. So there we are, all sorted now, and I'm so pleased about that. Also this week, Monday, I've got to take Katie to the vet. You know my cat Katie? She did make a brief appearance, didn't she? A couple of weeks ago, which, incidentally, a couple of people watched it. What I've started doing now is burning the video side of this show onto some burnable DVDs, because I was down Asda the other day. That's the supermarket that I usually go to, and they're selling these blank DVDs now. I can't believe how cheap they are. I think it was it £5 for 50 or £10 for 50. So it's only 50p each. So you see, not everyone has internet access, is able to listen or indeed watch this programme. So what I've been doing is burning some of them onto DVD. Indeed, I did send one to Joy. She's watched it time and time again. Joy, you're only supposed to watch it once, dear. It's throwaway material. These, I'm afraid, I know, and I find it hard to accept as well, but I'm afraid I don't think this will ever be like an epic programme. Like, I mean, can you see like, this particular show at the moment? Can you ever see anyone watching this again in 100 years' time? Like The Sound of Music or some big feature film. What's that? What's that? The wind. Oh my word! What's that song? What's that film? La da 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 da. Oh, what's that song? What's that film? Big blockbuster film. Hang on a minute. Shall I just ring my sister and see if she'll know it? One minute. I'm just going to ring my sister now. Oh, hello, sis. Just doing my programme, dear. I don't suppose you want to speak on it? Oh, they want to hear you, sis. All right, then. What's that big blockbuster film made, I think, in the 50s? Here's the tune. Da 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 da. That's it, West Side Story. No, Gone with the Wind, that's the one. Gone with the Wind. Who's that? What's he saying? Oh, not for him, he's far too young, tell him. See you later. Gone with the Wind, that's the one. See, Gone with the Wind. Lord, oh, do you know, I've never seen that. I've never seen Gone with the Wind. Have you seen it? Oh, it goes on. It's a long film, isn't it? But I just don't see this programme. You may disagree. I don't see this programme becoming an epic like Gone with the Wind. But on the other hand, you never know. With the amount of satellite TV channels and everything, they're always filling it up with, oh, aren't some of the programmes awful on the telly now? On these, see, for me, this whole multi-channel thing doesn't work. They're scratching around looking for material all the time, aren't they? Who knows? So maybe someone will pay a small amount of money to buy all these programmes off someone and then sell them to one of the satellite channels. I'm probably appearing somewhere at this very moment at 4 o'clock in the morning. Now, the email address, once again, it's chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I'm just going to have another little cuddle of this mug again from the TV aerial man who I gave a £10 tip to. Oh, right, put that down. So, there. All sorted and done. Now, as I said, I'm taking Katie, one of my cats, to the vet on Monday. Yeah, it's Monday at 10:30 in the morning. Oh, talking of Katie... Oh, where was I now? Oh, yes, telling you about putting the programme on DVD, and I hand it around to, a few select people. And one of them says, oh, your show. I said, yeah. He said, I don't want to see you talking about your cat for 20 minutes. I said, what do you mean? He said, why do I want to sit... when I got home, I put the DVD in the machine, and there you were, talking about your cat for 20 minutes. And I'm like, yes. Well, I don't want to see that. I said, well, what do you want to see? What do you want to see? Me sitting here doing news reports and sports programmes and things like that? Is that what you want, dear? I said, you can get that. You can turn the telly on and any number of channels are doing news and sports and quiz shows or shopping channels. Where else can you see this? And it's like, well, I don't want to see about cat. I said, well, fast forward, dear. Can you use the remote control on your DVD? If you don't like a bit, fast forward it. Don't send your complaints in because I'm not interested. What a liberty, dear. That's the beauty. Of course, the beauty, from my point of view, the beauty of listening to this programme on the radio or the satellite channels. Is that, or indeed Live 365, is that you can't fast forward, can you? You've got to sit there and listen to every last morsel that's coming out of my mouth. You see, there are advantages to watching YouTube or indeed listening to the podcast. From your point of view, you can then fast forward. What a cheek. I don't want to hear about your cat for 20 minutes. Well, let me I tell you what, his name was Moses. His name was Moses. And I wonder if his wife was watching it as well. I don't know. Maybe she was. And he works on the door. He's one of the doormen. It's lovely. I've got to say, lovely bloke. He's a really good doorman. He's strict but fair, and that's what you want, isn't it? Strict but fair, and he always makes me laugh. So Moses, you don't want to hear about my cat for 20 minutes. Let me tell you, she doesn't want to hear about you. Okay? My cat has no interest in you or your sad, pathetic life. She really hasn't. I said, oh, and by the way, Moses, and she just walked off with her tail in the air. So don't go on, dear, about me talking about my cat, because when I spoke to her about you, she wasn't interested. She doesn't want to know, Moses. All right? I'm sorry, I'm getting quite carried away. Oh, who's the other one that mentioned he was watching the show? Oh, one of the lads who collects money on the door. He's from Poland. Nice boy. He just does collects the money on the door. I can't think of his name now. I don't even know his name. Don't know his name. Hang on a minute. Let's see if I can find it out. There'll be someone still at work. This is one of the pubs that I work at. Hang on a minute. Let's see who answers first. With you. Good morning, is that young Dan? Good morning, Dan. Chris Reardon here. International celebrity, award-winning beg pardon? What do you mean? Who? Why, did anything go on there? Oh, well, that's probably a good thing, then. Did I? I don't know, did I? Are you asking for information? Hey, listen, who's that? I'm just in the middle of doing my talk show. Who's the boy that sits on the door collecting the money with the glasses from Poland? What's his name? Arnold. Well, it's not a very Polish name, is it? What, his last name's Arnold? Oh, it's all very confusing. All very confusing. And let me ask you, where did you get this piece of information from? Where did you get this piece of information from? John? Oh. Tell him he's got nothing to worry about. Nothing at all to worry about. Oh, stop it. Goodbye, darling. Yeah, his name's Arnold. That person on the door who collects the money is Arnold. And I was talking to Moses, actually, when Moses was saying, I don't want to hear about your cat. And he jumped in. Apparently he's been watching as well. So you never know who's there, do you? You never know. It's all very exciting. Now, where was I? I think that's it, isn't it? Oh, yes, talking about the cat. Yeah, she's got to go to the vet because once again she started pulling all her fur out again. I don't know why she does it. It's on her chest and she's got lovely white fur all on her chest here and it's all gone. I only noticed this, because it's actually quite difficult to see unless you kind of pull her head back a little bit. Because I noticed she bites it out, she pulls it out with her teeth. I noticed she was doing that, so I picked her up to have a good look, and when I just pulled her head back a little bit, and she is red raw there. Silly cat. Why is she doing that? So she's going to the vet Monday. It's 10:30. And hopefully that will be sorted. But she goes through stages of this. The other one has never done that. The other one's got the opposite problem. She's got too much fur, and it keeps matting up. So I don't know what's going to happen there. Last time the vets, what did they do? She gave her an injection last time and said it might be mites. And I put that front line stuff on the back of her neck to get rid of fleas and things like that. But yeah. So anyway, I'll let you know how that goes. Poor thing. So what have I done? I've told you about the new cam. Yeah, we got a new webcam. This is quite good actually. This one does all sorts of things. And it actually has a zoom on it as well, and an automatic face tracking feature. But in all honesty, I find it a little bit it moves a bit too quickly. It's juddery. Are you with me? It's not like a TV camera in a studio where it moves slowly. If you're watching, look, what I'll do, I've got this little button here and it says follow me. And the idea is you click that and if I move, the camera will follow me, but it's not smooth. Right? There you go. Sorry, if you're listening, you're not going to be able to see this, are you? And it should follow me up and down and what have you. Oh, it's not doing a thing now. Why is it pointing up there? Hang on. I think with my finger I can get it to move. Hang on. It's not doing it now. Is it doing it now? Oh, there we go. Look. See, so it moves it like that. All right. But it's a little bit, as I say, it's a little bit juddery. Now, I can move it manually as well, up and down, which is quite good. And I can also move it to the left and show you the rest of the studio. How fantastic is that? Now, behind me, I'll describe it for those of you listening as well. Behind me are two large maps. By the way, I can also zoom in with this camera, which is fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic, the little devices on here. I've got two maps behind me. One is a map of the UK. Right? And then, next to the map of the UK, we've got the mirror ball sitting behind me, which isn't turning. And then we've got a map of the world next to that. We should focus there somehow. I don't know if that's going to focus. How do we do that? Oh, no, it's probably, we're probably a little bit too close for that. There we are. Put the autofocus. All right. And then we come back to me. Oh, hang on. Let's just take you right the way round. How far round? Oh, does it go all the way round? No, that's as far as it goes. I've got various pictures on the wall behind me. I'm really. I hope you don't mind me doing this. Those of you listening. But I'll describe it as well. Behind me, I've got pictures on the wall of all my friends. And what have you? I can't get it to move now. Oh, what have I done? We can go up, we can go down, and we can go round. Or at least I thought we could go round. Let's try that now. Oh, what's happened here? 1 minute. There we are. We'll move it back round there. So that's quite good, that is. And the zoom is quite good. It zooms right into my face. Look at that. How close do you want to get? It's good, isn't it? And that was £75, that one. Which isn't bad. I don't mind spending money on stuff as long as it works. But I can't get to come back round again, can I? Oh, hang on. What's it doing now? Oh, it's like a Dalek now. Oh, I see. That's how you reposition it to go back in the middle. Is that it? There we are. Sorted. Okay. Now it's a bit... a minute. There we are. Oh, that's odd. Now it's out of focus. Why is that out of focus? I've got... The other thing with the camera is that it's got... Up we go. Sorry, I'm mucking about here, aren't I? Is this annoying you now? I'll sort it out later. It's got like a plastic dome on the front of it. And I'm not sure whether you're supposed to move the plastic dome or not. Really not sure about that, so I'll have a good look at that later on. Now that's blurred out now, and I don't know why that is. Let's see what that does. Has that sorted that? That's sorted it, yeah. It's got a plastic dome on the front. I'm not sure if you're supposed to remove the plastic dome or not. I would imagine you do, but I can't find anything on the instructions or anything about that at all. Never mind. Now, what's the time? Oh, we're running out of time again, aren't we? Let's just have a quick one of these.
From the Mirrorball studio in Royal Berkshire, this is Chris Reardon.
Right, got to say hello to David. Hello, David. David Law from the Gradients of Sight website on Google. David Law is hard of seeing, all right? And he runs a Gradients of Sight website, which we've spoken about before. Google it, Gradients of Sight, okay? And he says, about your ongoing swimmer's ear problem. Sorry, darlings, I'm just doing so many things here at once. This is where you need a secretary. My friend Wayne, you know Wayne the butler? He has offered to come round and be my secretary. Oh, he's been trying to get in this house for years. He's always going on, when are you going to invite me to your house? We don't have people here, Wayne. We can't have people here. God's sake, where will it all end? Anyway, about your swimmer's ear problem, all you need is vinegar. This is what David said. Just household vinegar. A few drops in your ear per day balances the pH level in your ears. The reason why swimmer's ear occurs is due to the natural acidity level of the ear is washed out, neutralised, by external exposure to water. This information came from my audiology class, Human Communication and Its Disorders, taken at the University of Northern Colorado. Let me know if it helps. So thanks for that. And actually, you may have noticed I haven't scratched my ear at all today. It seems to be okay. But I might try. Oh, I don't know, David. I don't like the idea of putting vinegar in my ears. I don't think I can bring myself to do that, to be honest, Dave. He said, also, I've updated my website, Gradients of Sight. All right, type in Google Gradients of Sight. Have a little look at this website if you have time. The quote of the week is something you might enjoy. Yeah, I did have a look at that, didn't I? Which we love. Thank you, David. Let's just see what... Is there another quote this week, actually? Oh, I don't think I can do that now, can I? Let's have a quick look. Quote of the week. How do I find that now? On the Google. Let me give you the email address again. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Right, that's the email address. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Now, I'm just waiting for David's Gradients of Sound website to come up. This whole computer thing's been a bit slow the last couple of days. We might have to do a restore. Could it be something I've done to it? Oh, it's hideously slow today. Come on, do it. Do it again. Do it again for love. Here we go. Gradients of Sight. The website for Gradients of Sight, by the way, it's gradientsofsight.com. All one word, okay? Gradientsofsight.com. Quote of the week. In waiting for tomorrow or focused on yesterday, the mind and spirit are absent from seizing the gift of today. How true is that? How true is that? Isn't it? An elderly lady I know called Grace. I was in hospital with her 10 years ago, and I've kind of kept in contact with her. She's always telling me that I'm rushing through life and missing things because I kind of live so fast doing this and doing my work and everything like that. And it's quite right, you know, to think that. To think I've been doing this show since October 2005. I don't know where the time goes. Really don't. So thanks for that, David. Vinegar in the ear. Ooh, maybe not. Now, hello to Suko. She says, hope you had a great birthday, Chris. The Thanksgiving Day Parade DVD is on its way to you. Thank you very much, my darling. Was just listening to today's show in bed. Of course did. And you were talking about cars and dents. Well, I got a new car today. I traded in my huge Chevy Trailblazer. Oh, have you got one of those? Oh, what a lovely car. 7-passenger gas guzzler for a Chevy Equinox, which should be better on gas and easier to park. I had the Trailblazer for almost 4 years and loved it, but I'm liking the new one already. The best thing about it is I don't have to make CDs now of United Kingdom Talk, the matinee show and American Talk USA, presented by Joe, of course, because you can plug your MP3 player into the radio and play it through the sound system. How cool is that? Yeah, I've got that in my car, in my Toyota Aygo, which is up for change in about, let me think, February, March, April, in 2 months. 2 months I need to get another car. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a Yaris. Excuse me. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a Yaris this time. I've got a Toyota Aygo, but they're not doing the diesel Aygo anymore, unfortunately. Now, there is another manufacturer who does do a very similar car, but I don't like the manufacturer, I'm afraid. I think it's not got a very good name, in my books anyway, whereas Toyota have. I mean, I've just been gobsmacked by the service. Really very good. So that's why I'll probably get another Toyota. I wanted an Aygo. They don't do a diesel Aygo, so I think it's going to be a Yaris this time, which is a lovely car. I test drove one. Oh, it's faster. Not that that bothers me. I'm not really bothered by speed anymore. But, yeah, I think I'll get a Yaris. Well, I'm glad you got a new car. Oh, you like your new car? That's good, isn't it, being able to plug yourself straight in there. Back in bed to listen to the rest of the show, and your what is this? Mellifluous voice. Now, mellifluous, and she writes here because she knows I'm useless with words like that. Mellifluous is an adjective, smooth and sweet sounding. It means agreeable, dulcet, euphonic, fluid, harmonic, honeyed, mellow, pleasing, resonant, songful, soothing, symphonious, tuned and tuneful. Have I got a mellifluous voice? Mellifluous. 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 How do you say it? I'll have to get Amy to ask. Amy is our teacher in Nebraska. Oh, by the way, that reminds me, we were seeing news stories here in the UK about terrible tornadoes going through the area where I thought Joe lived. So, Joe, did you have any problem with tornadoes where you live? Oh, it looked really awful, that tornado. We don't really get them here, very, very rarely here in the UK. I'm sure it was Tennessee I saw tornadoes in. So did you have any of that, Joe? Or anyone else in Tennessee? Let me know on the email. Chris@UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk. Chris@UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk. Now, Suko sent another email because something she sent didn't quite arrive. Dear Chris, I did send you a birthday card more than a week ago and I guess you still haven't received it. I was hoping it would get there in plenty of time. The Parade DVD is enclosed with it. I hope your birthday was awful. Oh, she means awesome. Well, it was just another day, Suko. It would have been so much better if we were all out somewhere, wouldn't it? But guess what, Suko? Look what's behind me. I've saved this. Yes, a gift from Suko. What could it be? It's rattling, which is a bit of a worry, really. Let's just let me just move this. Let me just move something back a little bit. There we are. So you can see what's going on with my new gift. Now, what could this be? I've got no idea what this is, Suko. I know you've got a DVD in here. But it does say fragile on the bottom, and there is a rattling, so I'm a bit concerned about that. How exciting is this? What could it be? Suko, oh, how lovely. There's a little ribbon on the front for you, it says. Very good with the selection of the ribbon as well, Suko. Hang on a minute, where's my scissors? Very good with the selection of ribbon as well. I appreciate that, darling. I notice these things, don't worry. My scissors. Actually, while I'm here, I could do my nose hairs as well, couldn't I? I wouldn't put you through that. There we are. Oh, have you got that little? I think you've put that white stuff in there, haven't you? Which is about to go all over the floor. Let me stand by with my waste paper basket. Usually, I just rip these things apart. Oh, it looks like there's some CDs in there. One minute. Let me get my bin. Get the bin there. Bin. Ooh. What is this? I'm very excited now, Suko. Just talk amongst yourselves for a minute while I open my present, would you please? Thank you. I've got to have time to open it, haven't I? Oh, hang on, don't drop the scissors. Is it unlucky if you drop... here's the card. Got the card. Yes. Oh, what's that there? Oh, Suko! She's got me a tooth fairy outfit. Look at that! A tooth fairy outfit. I love it. I don't know if you can. Let me have a look there. What it is there we are. That's it. It's a picture of me, which Suko has put in a fairy outfit. I love it! There's a picture of a tooth on the front. I shall never get rid of this, Suko. The tooth fairy. And there's various pictures of teeth in this as well, which is quite vile, really. Pictures of teeth, aren't they? Vile things. Dear Chris, we think you're very wonderful. Happy birthday, love, Suko, Jerry and Jade. Is that another? There's another picture of me there, which is much smaller, that one. We love homemade cards. Thank you, Suko. I love it. You see, some people, Suko, they'd be worried of offending me. I don't care. You can say anything you like to me. I treat life as a laugh, because that's what it is. I mean, the Lord upstairs is laughing at us. I'm sure he does. So why don't we laugh along with it? Now, what's this? Oh, now this is exciting. Oh, this just gets better and better. Better and better. Now, I'm not sure... Is that... I think something's fallen down in here. Is it a little table? Oh, I see what's happened. What's happened? I'll tell you what's happened. The tea... I think I can open this and adjust it. But it's the Queen. It's another picture, but in a frame of the Queen and Suko and her dogs and the corgis with me sitting there having a cup of tea. Let's see if I can show you this one. There it is. Yeah, I can show you this one. Oh, this is fantastic, Suko. Look at this. The light's reflecting on that, isn't it? But you get the general idea. There we are. There's the Queen. It's a picture of the Queen on the left. Literally, look at the Queen of England on the left. Suko's on the right. And me sitting there with a towel draped over my legs, with no top on, in a posh chair, and we're sitting round a table having a cup of tea from a silver cup and teapot there, and a tray and a little table, but unfortunately they've fallen off the table onto the floor of the picture. So when I finish the show, I'll undo that and put them back on there. Oh, thank you, Suko. I will treasure that. That is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, hang on, there's Jimmy as well. There's my nephew Jimmy. Hang on a minute. If you look carefully at the side, right at the side, next to the Queen, my nephew Jimmy is appearing from behind the chair. Suko, this is fantastic. In fact, I mean, you made this, didn't you? This is worth more than any present that someone could buy. It really is. And it just goes to show you do not have to spend a fortune on people at birthdays and Christmas time in order to give them a good time. This is I'm just so touched by this, especially with little Jimmy appearing. He's hiding behind the Queen. Thank you so much, Suko. I do so appreciate that. I really do. All right. Email address chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. We're nearly out of time today, aren't we? Famia in Switzerland says, no, don't say anything. I know I'm late. Let's pretend it was the right time to wish you a happy birthday. A big hug from Switzerland, up in the mountains where we still have to shovel snow. That's from Famia in Switzerland. Nice to hear from you, my darling. I don't hear much from you anymore. I know you're still there, though, so much appreciated with the email. Let's see now, where are we going to now? I've got 4 emails left here. I've only got 2 minutes left, though. And I'll tell you what, I'll save them. I've got an email here from Gemma from Spain. 2 from Anonymous, advising me a couple of bits and pieces. Thank you, Anonymous. And 1 from a new listener, Rob Wooden, who's in Birmingham in the USA. Here in the UK. But if you're okay, I'm going to hold on to these for until the next podcast, because I don't like to rush through things, although I do sometimes. I know I'm fully aware that I do rush through things sometimes. And I'll read them on the next show, OK? So thank you very much for those emails. Just before we go, I'm going to give you the postal address in a second. Go and grab yourself a pen. But I must tell you, I did go on another date. Yeah, another date. I had a night off. In fact, I'm going to have a night off soon for 4 weeks. I've decided to take a month's break from doing the quiz night because I don't have any time off at all. And I had Wednesday off a couple of weeks last week, and I had a lovely time. I met Ricky, you know, that one I've kind of started seeing. Okay. And we went to see a film called Cloverfield. Have I got time to give you the address? No, I haven't. Sorry, I haven't got time to give you the address. But I saw a film, Cloverfield. Awful. Don't go and see it. It's the most annoying film I have ever gone to a cinema and seen. The whole thing is done as if it's shot on a video camera, and I hated it. It was awful. Just very difficult to watch, and the storyline as well. I might tell you a bit more about it on the next show, OK? Email address, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you on the next show. Bye-bye now.